Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Summit 7 Chinese qualifiers. This is the deciding game between EHOME versus CDEC. The winner of this, of course, will be a step closer to playing at the wonderful Summit House. But of course, the winner of this will proceed into the grand final straight away. So both teams, they will have to play very hard. But the loser of this series will have to play against the winner of the next series, which is IG versus LGD. So, we don't really know what's going to happen, but nonetheless, we just hope for some good Dota. Introductions, my name is Hades, and joining me, my co-caster, who hopefully is still awake and not too reliant on Monster, PQMZ. Hello.
First part, yes. Second part, maybe not.
I hope one day you make good decisions.
Drinking this stuff so I can cast is a good decision as far as you should be concerned, I think.
Sacrifices made. Thank you very much. Okay.
It tastes amazing. I'd drink it even if I didn't need the energy.
It's too sweet for me though, the ginseng.
This one's not too bad. It's the Ripper one, the juice one. It's not as sweet as the others.
Okay. I mean, we don't have the whole wide variety of range of flavors here in Singapore. We only have like, I don't even know what the flavors are called. I don't know if we have like the orange, the green, and the blue one. That's it.
Yeah, it's a shame it's mostly done by colors. My dream is to get sponsored by them and get all of it on tap for as long as possible.
You're an addict. We have issues, chat. We have issues. But
it would just be cool to get free energy drinks that I actually like. I'm not addicted at all.
For sure. And okay, well, I mean, back into this game. Let's just do a quick recap before we get further into this game 3. What are your thoughts so far?
Of the entire series?
Yep.
I think both drafts so far have really been dictated by the lanes. First game, CDEC really snowballed off their lanes. They made a really good decision to go aggressive with 2 of their heroes, have 1 of them roaming around, netted them a lot of kills. They won their one-on-one matchup in the side lane, the mid lane went even. And then the game just became really hard for EHOME based on the fact they had to 5-man really early. Second game, it was like not so much 5-manning from CDEC, but EHOME completely destroyed them in the lanes. It wasn't even close. It was way worse than the first game. And as a subsequent consequence for CDEC having like no inherent catch in their draft, they kind of relied on being ahead. And when they weren't, they're like, okay, we actually don't have a way to get onto heroes at all. So I expect the game to like either really go away from the laning stage or overemphasize on it, because so far it's been like the key to both victories. But we do have a completely different draft from CDEC, which is cool.
10 seconds remaining.
I like the draft as well this time. At least there's no Abaddon. The Centaur is always... we don't see this hero picked up as much, so it's always a good surprise to see him back. And, okay, Warlock, Troll Warlord again. EHOME, they're going something a bit similar, but it's just the picking... phase. It's still, we haven't seen the second phase. I'm not too surprised if EHOME do decide to go back into the Venge pick again one more time. But this is a completely new different draft from CDEC. Like, usually they open up with the Crystal Maiden. They like to go with I don't know, just like the Abaddon straight up, but this will be the first time of this series that we see something different. Phoenix though. Phoenix picked up so early. What do you think about that? It's like kind of risky.
It is indeed, especially as like people really like heroes like Lina. Last game, EHOME showed the troll pick, and they picked it up second because they were pretty sure it's going to get banned if they didn't. But to me, this says they want to emphasize team fight, and the Centaur is, as opposed to the Abaddon, like it gives them catch, which they were lacking last game, and I think it's going to be very prevalent in their mind. They need that in their draft. So I think that's why they adjusted this way. Maybe it was a bit too early to pick the Phoenix. I'm not sure. We'll see how it works out. I really like the hero.
But picking it first picking it just like that, and when you have so many ways to deal with the egg, that's scary. But of course it leaves certain possibilities like a Medusa. And okay, yep, immediately ban down.
Really smart.
Because it feels like something CDEC would run. And okay, I'm going to need you to carry this one. I need to chase away a pigeon who somehow landed around my window.
Yeah, alright. So CDEC, they banned the Magnus away from EHOME again. This time the
10
monkey's actually left in the
seconds
pool. Which, I don't think it's a particularly good monkey game. I think it's really hard to play into Phoenix. So EHOME might sway away from that. But so far, the Phoenix pick is showing a lot of worth if they were planning this Lifestealer from the get-go. I think it's a really, really good duo.
10 seconds
Considering 2 of the main vehicles are already banned out.
5 seconds
In terms of like heroes that don't need items to initiate for the Lifestealer. Phoenix does that really easily. And if you can bomb egg and get them running away from the egg, it ensures it goes off.
For sure. So at least this game, Lifestealer has 2 somewhat decent taxis, but it feels like Phoenix is limited when it comes to being a carrier for the Lifestealer. Well, okay, like I said, you know, EHOME, they go back for the Venge one more time. It'll be the Lanham Venge. And this is good because at least you can swap the Lifestealer. You know, you can force him out of position. Once the rage is over, you just stun him up. Makes life very difficult for him. And I like the Warlock Venge more now because Upheaval as well is really, really good against Lifestealer. But CDEC, they go back for the Witch Doctor pick. This will be fun. We don't see too many Witch Doctor picks, but when we do, they're always fun to watch.
Or they're really lackluster. I think it either goes really well or really badly from every experience I've seen of watching this hero. It seems to find a really hard time finding a middle ground where it's just a solid pick. At least that's my experience with the hero. But for EHOME, I think this Venge could still very easily be a core. We shall see.
Feels very weird though. Like EHOME, they like to stick to a similar game plan, but the draft, I find they're really versatile. Although sometimes CTY, he really, once he finds a support duo which wins, he just sticks with it, that's for sure. So, well, I mean, one thing we should note as well is that in Game 2, they did not stick around CTY like they usually do. And yet somehow they still managed to win. Probably because the side lanes just won so hard and our Clockwork friend over there, the question mark, just went absolutely ham.
I think half the reason they didn't need to sit around CTY was he drafted in a way that he got his last pick. He knew he was going to win his lane if CDEC supports didn't roam on him. And the way they nullified that option was just stick 3 heroes in the bottom lane and draw their focus there. And also the Clockwork winning his matchup just meant like he accelerated his timing so much. That like they don't have to play around him. Like Old Chicken's an amazing carry player as well. He used to be like one of the better mids in China. I think he's kind of faded off, but back when he was it VG? Or am I thinking of a different?
I think it might have been VG. Oh, okay. Slaughter comes out as well, so you could be right here. We could be seeing that Venge carry with the troll going mid, especially when you
Slaughter offlane.
Slaughter offlane, yeah, that works. But it's how do you don't want to lane against a Lifestealer, Witch Doctor, and a Phoenix. Holy, that's like.
No, you definitely don't. But if your 2 supports are down there, maybe you do.
Or even
Troll
just
can
one.
do okay against a centaur. We shall see. It's one thing I like about EHOME's draft though is it's flexible. CDEC can't name for certain what's going to happen, and having that ability can sometimes really throw people off. It's normally better when you're last pick, because then you have the defining pick of the draft, and you can really throw people off. In this case, they don't have that, so it's a bit less effective.
10 seconds
because they are going to show their cards with this pick. I don't think there's anything that's like so ambiguous or however the word is pronounced that is going to confuse CDEC.
Alright, so it's going to be the pause 3 Slaughter.
Storm Spirit.
Okay, I did not see this coming, but I guess when you have... Actually, I know, take that back. Hold that thought. I think the Storm Spirit pick is a bit risky, considering you have some really good stuns here, and a really quick way to destroy him. All that negative armor coming out from the side of EHOME will destroy you. But Troll Warlord mid with a Weaver in the safe lane. Okay, this is something we don't usually see for sure. The synergy is a bit awkward as well.
How do you think it's awkward?
I don't see like a Weaver sitting there just hitting you. You want to be constantly moving in and out. So I don't find Battle Trance, like, to me, it just doesn't feel like it synergizes with the Weaver.
10 seconds
I
remaining.
get what you mean, but you don't have to have the synergy too much. It's not
5
like Magnus,
seconds
where
remaining.
you just pick the hero for the hero. You definitely want some Empower synergy. Troll is perfectly fine with being the only one that benefits from his ultimate. That being said, if Slardar gets a good start and he goes like this Treads build and stuff, he can benefit from it a lot. But I do like what CDEC did with the Storm. I agree with you, it's very, very squishy, but they only have one good stun. Everything else requires Slardar to hit his. You're not very likely chain bashing Storm. You're not going to initiate with Venge stun on someone that's actually watching their screen. Maybe if you're smoked and he's like watching creeps or something, you might get it. But Storm's going to have a lot of freedom this game. The only thing I'd worry about is can his Lifestealer do enough damage and the Phoenix actually scare them off enough? Because they have a lot of ways to stop this bomb working. At least in a teamfight scenario. If they just try and do some kind of one and done situation,
Prepare for battle.
I think it's hard for EHOME to respond until the Venge has like level 2 swap maybe, depending how the engagements go.
A lot of it also feels like this game you need to look to the Slaughter to get a quick blink, which I don't know. It's not easy to get a quick blink this game, is it? Because he just went for tangos. It's not sure what he's looking for. His items don't show whether he wants to lane, does he want to jungle?
This is really smart, I think. It gives him the option of going aggro, and he wants to know his matchup before he buys items, I think.
Alright, so big Donger land him. He's gonna walk in. They see the bird. They are still smoked up. We'll see if you know the Phoenix
That's
decides
so
to take the
good.
bait. Oh, Darker Eye, he breaks the smoke.
If they actually know where he is, so he's completely screwed. But both
30
games,
seconds to
sorry,
battle.
the second and this game, he's been in really good positions to break the smoke. They've done a really good job of realizing EHOME could possibly do this. And now they're going to set their lanes accordingly, how they would prefer. They have all the information they need.
So this is
I actually really like this, because Centaur does a lot more in a tri-lane than a
The
Lifestealer
battle
does.
begins.
okay, but trying for the bounty rune steal, and it looks like EHOME actually gets 3 bounty runes. Well, Slaughter against the Lifestealer solo, I think that changes once obviously Slaughter hits level 6, the Corrosive Haze, then trading will be a bit difficult. But otherwise, before that, I feel
Weaver's
like
already moving.
Lifestealer kind of has the edge, but he's already moving.
Yeah, he's Sakuchiing up, so Slider's going to TP down, and this is kind of the way they want to play, I think. They want this mashup where Sliders with the supports, because they actually do so much more with this hero than they do with a Weaver.
Oh, the casket's bouncing around. Chicken takes a bit of damage, but that'll be the end of that story. I think this is the first Lifestealer game we've casted in a while where he does not have the golden aesthetic.
I honestly never really noticed.
Oh man.
I gave up on hats like
Yes.
at TI 5 or something. I know I'm ashamed, but
Shame. Bing. I need a bell. Alright, so Centaur lane with the Phoenix against Venge and Slaughter. This lane will be quite fun to watch if you can just land the stuns. I think the Phoenix would be the slightly easier target, not the Centaur.
yeah, the CDEC lane is not about contesting the lane as much, I think. Phoenix just wants to pull, Centaur just wants to farm. And then EHOME will be quite happy to either move their Venge away or try and capitalize on like blocking the pulls and maybe netting kills. But the one downside with this Troll Warlord is that Venge can't really roam successfully on the Storm. There's very few ways I see the Troll getting Storm low enough to actually be able to dive him. He's doing really well on the CS, so the lane matchup's good, but it's not so easy to use the roaming potential. Whereas I suppose it goes the other way for CDEC. They can't really roam on the troll that successfully. At least until Storm hits 6.
Taste.
I mean, if anything, like the way troll when doing the troll meta, not this one. When you saw a lot of troll mid, I think Pycat, he started it where you would just go Blink Dagger, first item in the troll warlord. So maybe this could be one of those moments where CTY could consider that instead of the Vladimir's offering. You know, maybe after an Aquila first as well.
I doubt it. I think the hero really needs stats in this meta game because you fight so much. In the old, it was like
I'll take that.
you could pick and choose a lot more. I feel like my memory might be completely skewed on this, but I don't know. I just don't think Blink Troll is good right now. It might be good in pubs, but like if the opposing team has any resemblance of farm, it can go really bad really quick.
Okay. Meanwhile, old Lanham looks like he wants to go into the Storm Spirit. But he needs CTY to get a bit of damage in. Or they were just waiting for him to walk up the cliff. Lanham coming in to stun. Actually, no, now he realizes, okay, I can't get the kill. Let's just get some damage out. So overall, I mean, both these teams, they will play very, very passive because both teams want an instant shot into the grand finals. No one wants to have to play against IG or LGD for that matter. And meanwhile, bottom lane, our Slaughter getting a bit extra damage in onto the center, bringing him quite low. And yeah, we're gonna see just a 0 for 0. Phoenix is still just doing Phoenix thing, just pull, just keep pulling.
This is by far the most uneventful laning stage in the series so far, which I'm kind of surprised about, seeing as I thought the key to both of the games so far has kind of been the lanes, but both teams have pretty much said they care more about what they get outside of the laning stage than they do inside it. So it should be a much more interesting game.
But then again, this is the Chinese Dota, which we're more used to seeing all coconuts bouncing around pretty big, trying to burn CT right down into the sun ray. I think they want to toast him up. Yes, they will. First blood actually going the way to Darkrai with that Maledict. Level 2.
I like this. This is super aggressive.
And they make it work out, so this is pretty good. Also, let's see. Well, like you said, you know, the laning stage has been very, very... I don't want to say resident sleeper, but it's just been very quiet.
Stagnant.
Yeah, it's very stagnant. So, I mean, both teams, obviously when you're so close to qualifying for the summit, you really don't want to take any unnecessary risks. And it's good exposure, seeing that it's decently close to TI time as well, I believe. So, oh, you get the stomp and the double edge. It looks like they will toast this salmon up. So Slaughter, tasty, grilled salmon. Alright, so Tranquil Boots completed for the Centaur.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, now they're getting their levels. It's picking up slightly. It's good for them to get off to a slight lead. That being said, the two important cores from EHOME are doing a tiny bit better.
Well, all of them are doing actually. They're in the top half. Like Troll 36-5, Slaughter's at 27-6. Slaughter's had an amazing game despite dying.
Dire's middle tower
Wait,
is under
Slaughter
attack.
is missing. Okay, I think I am starting to see that tooltip that chat wheel that you're referring to.
It's just weird.
I mean, I'm okay with it, to be honest. I think it's quite funny. I would like
It
to
actually
see
gives you a huge amount of insight into how the team's feeling.
Mm-hmm.
At least when I was watching the MP game and some of the other NA games, like they're actually emoting or well, chat wheeling a lot, and it was normally the team that was winning.
Stupendous.
So they were like joking around, positive. They were probably flaming the other team, saying these guys are so trash, we're raping them or something like that. That's what NA Dota players say, right?
I mean,
It's
Chinese
actually
players do
really
that
weird.
too.
I don't think they're gonna like do that through the all chat thing though, or the chat wheels. I don't know. I don't understand Chinese, so I don't know what they say in any clip. It's
No,
an unfortunate disadvantage.
Okay, they just basically say whatever you say in NA or in EU. That kind of trash talk in Chinese.
I know our OTK is like probably the loudest.
I mean, I've had the weirdest experience once. Okay, you guys might know that really, really infamous tournament, Major All-Stars, the one which still hasn't paid out some teams till now. Hold on, hold that thought first. Ball to the bottom lane now, trying to toast the Slaughter, but Stampede. Reduce defensively. Now Old Chicken coming in. He wants to get the kill into Darkrai. Should be able to get it with the Shikuchi. Yes, he will. Now look for finding himself a second kill. Old Chicken needs to Gemini attack. Will it be enough? He needs one more click. Needs to Shikuchi forward. Zetsu getting the kill onto Old Lanham. And Old Chicken finds the double. Or trying to get the crush here. But of course, I think they have enough damage. Can he get the crush? No! Just barely.
That's a sick rotation from your Weaver though.
Yeah, it was really good. Paid off as well. And now he has 1300 gold.
And this is what I really like to see when this hero is able to make those kind of rotations. It's probably something CDEC weren't banking on, but when they went for that play, the Slardar stunned before the center got his off. I think he read the play really well. And the Weaver having a TP to counterplay that is something you don't always see.
Yeah, they want to go into the center one more time. Horse meat. So with the Swamp and the Shikuchi. I like what they're doing. They're kiting him around, making sure he can't get the double full storm off. And the Shikuchi and the tower, yeah, they're just playing around with him, but he knows better than that. And yeah, okay, things are actually starting to spice up. Get some.
It's normally what happens when teams get their levels.
They're just making sure you get the corrosive haze onto him every single time, so that his damage is actually quite significant. Looking for the crush, I think they could have considered it, but Darkrai's in the back line, very nice to have the level 2 Maledict and the casket. You don't want to overextend for this. Now he goes out there, and I think they're going to punish the Slardar for your insolence. Ooh, who dies first? Can he kill off the Centaur? Corrosive haze just expired, he will die to the Maledict, and one more right click, Old Chicken gets himself a kill. And I think he actually will go right here onto Darkrai. Double for the Old Chicken again?
Probably.
Coconut
yeah, he's in. He's got stick charges. He's fine.
Very, very easy kill here.
Makes two.
Yeah, and that was unfortunate for CDEC, but I don't think they really had another option there except to go for the trade. But it's not one you want to be making. Like, EHOME are extremely happy with that outcome. And meanwhile, they're doing this where they give up their lanes to their supports because their cores are either diving towers or farming jungle. So they're being a bit more efficient all around, which could end up mattering a huge deal. Because CDEC supports are still level 4. And Phoenix is very level dependent. He's getting a good amount of farm from the kills he's been in though.
So... okay, this game, for the troll, we talked about itemization. Looks like he actually opts to be going for a Dragon Lance. Is it?
Maybe Yasha.
Could be Yasha as well. I mean, ban of Elven Skin's already there. I mean, Dragon Lance wouldn't be that bad if you think about it. The stats are still pretty decent. Bottom lane, however, we're going to see a bit of action. The Corrosive Haze coming out, and of course with the Golem as well, just breaking the trees to make sure there's no one behind. Centaur will go down, but now the TPs are coming in, zipping in, immediately taking care of Old Lanham before he even gets the magic missile out. Flyby's going to be looking for some kills. He needs to go and find open wounds. He will get it into the Slardar, but with the Rage, very quick kill here, and down goes Slardar one more time. Grilled Summons on the menu, boys. And of course, now can he find anything under kills? No more mana left into the Storm Spirit, but that should be it. They will just farm this Golem up. 100 gold going the way of the Witch Doctor.
That's pretty good stuff for CDEC. Like, normally when EHOME make that rotation, they want to secure the tower afterwards, but CDEC had the numbers down there to A, counterplay it, and B, stop any kind of follow-up play. And EHOME had this like really early 6 on the Warlock. You normally don't expect it before 10 minutes, but he had it like 8.5, and they tried to smoke and use that as a window. But CDEC read the play pretty well. Unfortunately, they are at this point where I don't really think they can fight into EHOME too much. They need their egg, and their Storm needs like the right kind of situations. They're kind of playing like 4 on 5 at the moment, I feel like. Though I suppose EHOME are doing the same thing with the Troll. But he's more likely to A, participate once he skills his ult, and B, like actually be useful when he comes to his team. As you said in the start of the draft, it's extremely hard to play Storm at the stage where like you kind of zip in, use half your mana, and if you do get stunned, you're dying very quickly. But you have decent base armor, but they have enough ways of removing that. You're going to be in trouble. It gets easier the more items he gets, but that's a long way away. We're looking like 20-30 minutes.
So this game, I mean, if you look between the Slardar and the Centaur, item-wise, you're getting close to the Blink. The Centaurs are just a bit ahead. I feel like once the daggers are up on both these offlaners, we're going to see the action really start to pile up a lot more. And for now, do you think that CDEC in an okay position? Like, because Flyby looks to be going for a Midas? Yeah, he actually just completed the Midas.
I think that just speaks to the state of the game. Doesn't feel like he gets any value out of the armlet for fighting.
Middle tower is under attack.
I see no reason this is bad. If they end up taking 2 or 3 fights in the next few minutes where he could have had armlet, then we can play the hindsight card. But I think this is a good plan on their part to try and only take these small skirmishes.
So now they're gonna smoke up with Setsu. Still trying to build his way into their Bloodstone, but at least with the Infest Bomb, they can try to make something happen, find a quick pick behind the tower. Might think about going all Lanham, but JDH has the rock. So initiating to this, really not easy at all. They go inside the enemy jungle, baiting at the Centaur top, but I'm pretty sure EHOME, they have an idea of what's going on.
Yeah, both heroes off the map. They've got the bottom wave pushing in and some fairly deep visions, so... they might not know exactly where they are, but I think they have a good idea of what's up, and their response is to counter smoke, because they are definitely stronger right now. Unless CDEC gets some kind of amazing egg off.
But this means that EHOME gets an easy Roshan. With the Corrosive Haze, this falls very, very quickly. Not to mention the Swarm that's like... Ooh, how much armor is that actually? That's
it actually
almost
doesn't do that much when it dies that quickly.
But every bit helps.
Oh yeah, for sure. And that's one big downside to CDEC making that play is if they're not close enough to the Roche Pit and they don't exactly know what EHOME's doing, they just kind of forfeit control of that. I don't think they have any right fighting it though, so can't really say I blame them for not positioning around there at all. And this is like a really big bluff from EHOME as well. Like their troll's just pushing near enough to a tier 2 mid lane while his entire team's top. And CDEC have no idea. Because who would make that play, right? You're basically just throwing away an Aegis.
Picks up a double damage rune. If they want to fight now, this would be the best time. CTY has the Aegis. Looks like he's just going to rendezvous with his team to the top tier 1.
Tower pushing time.
It is. This is a great time with the Aegis as well, and almost the Sanjin Yasha going in. Can we get a lucky bash? Best of bash. Give Daddy bash. One more bash will do. Thank you very much, says CTY with the double damage rune. Very quick tier 1 to tower to fall as well. And I'm pretty sure if you're the lifestealer, you're probably thinking hashtag FML, because that was not the plan.
Yeah, that does not look good for how this game is boding. That was no help from the Venge. Minus armor, no corrosive haze or anything, so even though he had a DD rune, if like Howl and corrosive are on him, that's kind of the damage he's gonna take.
Bottom lane, up to Stampede, he's gonna try and get up at the, oh, misses the range whirling axe is slow, but that's gonna wear out very soon. With corrosive haze, I'm pretty sure the starter knows, hey, I'm gonna catch up, going for the storm, bang, easy kill. Darkrai top lane, killing off Olan and already being used. Old Chicken in a very bad place, killing off Setsu who had no more mana, but it's okay, this way he gets out. Do they actually still want to chase? Slaughter's going to try and rendezvous with them back to the top lane. He's sprinting all the way there. CTY has just basically been playing the farm game. You see, he's not going to complete the Sanjin Yasha, he's actually going to go for a Midas, which means he's going to sell that PMS, and I think that's okay. It helps you go to the back lines. If anything, you can actually focus down the egg first.
He's changing what he's buying constantly. I actually hate this from a caster's perspective, because now everyone just says what's in their quick buy. There's no more innovation anymore. You can just cheat.
Oh, this is bad, Witch Doctor. You don't want to be TPing in there. Yeah, you're smoked up, but I don't think that was the plan. And I'm pretty sure CDEC, they know what's going on. Just look at this Witch Doctor. He's just like, I don't feel safe. Looking at the
and the Weaver going behind the tower as well to like pop any smoke. So they feel so confident right now, even though they know that there's no rock.
Oh, hold on. No, he actually just went back for the Sanjin Yasha. Okay.
This item's just all around good on Troll. You never really feel bad having it.
And now Venge.
This could be good for CDEC if they actually find a catch.
They dive forward for him, of course, with the Stomp and the Infest Bomb. They take care of one support. Lanham goes down, but the swap out. Okay, we'll die to the Maledict. Do they look for a bit more? Nah, there's no mana left into the Warlock, so no rock as well. Doesn't really matter.
That's just a nice free pick for them. Unfortunately, no collateral. Storm doesn't have a Bloodstone yet, they're not going to be able to push a tower off it, but they don't really commit much. Stampede's a low enough cooldown. EHOME's unlikely to be able to punish it. Kind of synergizes with, oh, sorry, not synergizes, but like comes up when Rock is available. And unless they want to like go somewhere right now, they don't really get a chance to use this Aegis, which I think CDEC will be quite happy with. They're at a point of the game where farming is very important to them. And they've only lost tier 1s. I don't think EHOME will be unhappy with the state of the game, but I think they'd want a bit more. If you've got like a checklist of what you want to do with your first Aegis, I think they'd want a tiny bit more. Just having a 2k gold lead.
Dire's middle tower has been denied.
EHOME, they were thinking about fighting. They actually got really close as well. Meanwhile, Weaver picking up the death, so I think this is a good time to smoke one to kill these ancient camps. Wow, big camp.
Triple stack, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
Smoke now? Yes? Go? Dawaj, go.
CTY missed it. Oh well, who cares?
But of course, let's look at the Slaughter. He's going to be on to start the fight for them, looking for the blink initiation, going straight into the lifesteal immediately, of course, with the Deso and the Cursive Haze. He takes a lot of damage. Warlock ulti hit, landing on 3, and the swap in. Looks like the Centaur actually could be dying here. Due to the Cursive Haze, the Crush also lands onto him. Very quickly taken care of. And that's going to be 2 heroes immediately down. One more objective, maybe JDH. Ooh. I believe that was the Fatal Bonds doing work.
It was indeed. And now, tier 2s are going to start being knocked out. They might not have gotten it while they had their Aegis, but it doesn't really matter. That initiation was about as good as they can ask for. The only way CDEC can like win fights is if they're getting the jump. Their lineup is really bad at counter-initiating. They need a lot of items for that to work, so if EHOME can continue to find jumps, the game's theirs, I think. But it's not that simple.
Here I am.
So, okay, regarding the Lifestealer and the Storm Spirit combos, when you keep doing that, we haven't seen it that many times so far this game. It's only been 19 minutes, almost 20 minutes in. Do you see them focusing down a troll wall? Because I don't think they can kill the Weaver. They shouldn't have enough damage because there's no silencers or anything.
I think it's hard to focus on anyone except the supports, because they're just getting swapped, or Slider's going to hit like a double triple stun depending who's jumping in with what. If they can fight here under the shrine, I think it's really favourable for them, despite the fact they don't have a rock. They do have a mech on Warlock, which is something I don't think CDEC will expect, even though he does have a buckler.
The Centaur. They're thinking going right here under CTY, all the damage coming in. Thank you for the Bloodstone charge. Meanwhile, Slaughter goes to the backline, takes care of the Phoenix immediately. Of course, the Witch Doctor will also be going down. Coconuts bouncing around. Swap out from the Venge, but it's not going to matter as JDH is not going to top down people. Do they have enough damage though? Troll will advise back. They want to go nice triple crush coming out from the Slaughter. And Chicken, he's going to try and right-click some of the people down, but of course, down goes Horsey. Of course, that cost them the CTY buyback, and that's going to be a 3-for-3 trade. But the big thing is, Storm Spirit doesn't lose any Bloodstone charges, and EHOME, they should be able to suspect that there is no wards there. This should transition to a tier 2 push. Roshan up very soon, I believe. Yep, 14 seconds. They just need to hold on.
That's the problem with the Roshan though. They have no idea. You could leave the chicken in there, I suppose. But it's from CDEC's point of view, it's just a matter of how much money you put on those Bloodstone charges. Because forcing the buyback, it doesn't really matter at this stage of the game. It's not something you can abuse at all. And if CTY gets kills out of the buyback, he probably gets his investment.
But he only got 1 kill, and that's the Centaur. So he doesn't really justify his investment, does it? Like, because he was so close to BKB as well. If anything,
and he's still topping the net worth in and amongst the Weaver and the Storm, so it's not too bad.
Okay.
I wouldn't particularly mind the buyback. It's so cheap in the early game as well. It's probably like 500-600. Oh, actually no, probably more like 700-800, but still. That's 1 or 2 minutes at best.
Centaur gonna take himself to top tier 1. Oh no, Cart gets it. Cart apparently is more right click than a Centaur. And ooh, the CTY finds himself another double damage rune. This could be really, really big. He actually did end up going for the Blink Dagger. I'm sure he's trolling us somehow.
Dire's top tower is under
But now, yeah,
attack.
now he will go for the BKB. But still, I like the Blink Dagger. It's gonna help him position himself much better in the fights. If anything, he will use it more aggressively. Especially if the Slaughter who had beautiful crushes throughout that engagement earlier on. Now looks like they're looking for some people to kill. Oh, Slaughter
Dire's top tower is
has the
under
vision.
attack.
Not sure where he's going. Going the wrong way, dude. To the left. I will guide you to victory. Never mind.
If only you could hear you.
Stupendous.
Night vision's the problem. You think you see them, but you don't. As far as the blink control goes, I think most of my problems with it I mentioned earlier were like as a first item. Whereas here, he's gonna feel really confident about how the game's going. The only time he's died in teamfight circumstances are when like his team wasn't close enough to swap him. He was farming this camp while his team was like all around the shrine. If they're actually close to him, I don't think that happens again. But if his team get the initiation, he needs to be able to follow up on Slardar stunning someone. He's their main source of damage. And Weaver's gonna take a while, so the blink makes a lot of sense. It's also just a feel-good item, I feel like.
Both teams now waiting around the Roshan pit. They really want to contest this. Both sides, we might be in for a very big team fight, and I hope it happens just for entertainment value. But still, between these two teams right now, it's so intense because they both know. And oh, nope. Troll blinking in just to say hi to the Storm. It would have been so sad if he actually got a lucky few bashes in.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, Storm just wanted to place a remnant in and get out. With the Arcane Rune coming up as well, this could be really big. Do they have a smoke? I think they do. Yes, this is a good play.
Level 2 Phoenix Circ.
Oh, and they just used the Battle Trance.
This is one of the best timing CDEC can fight around. If they can actually make use of the egg, that's the only issue. They have limited amounts of catch. They're gonna get on one hero, sure, but it's about securing the fight after that. And maybe under the shrine is a bit too ambitious.
So they pop the scan. They should be knowing the smoke. Wherever they go, it looks like they just left. Going for the stomp. Actually misses it immediately. Gonna get silenced up to the Slaughter now because the big goal. Ooh, connected to the 3 onto the backline. That's a beautiful A coming up from the Phoenix. And Old Chicken, he needs to do whatever he can, but the life is gonna be right. Clicking down JD, this Arcane Rune. Setsu needs to get out. Weaver. CTY already claimed himself 2 kills. And he's looking for a bit more. He wants to find Flyby, who will infest into the creep. Let the creep die.
I think they just go Roche. Ignore this life stealer and take advantage of a big team fight win.
Like if anything, it was just super bad timing. If they were a bit quicker, if they did not take the run up closer to up the stairs, if they had just gone straight to the shrine, I actually believe they could have contested that. But now, looking to Old Lanham, looks like he will be trying to fly by. Setsu is going for more. He wants to find Old Chicken. Can he kill Old Chicken? That's the question. The sun didn't know about the time lapse. Bash, 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 bash. Come on, give me another bash. And actually, no, the Aegis will be popped. So right now, JDH is going to use the upheaval to maximum channel time. Silence up into the Reaver. He can't do anything much. He's just going to have to right-click around to Darkrai. Can he do it? CTY, the lifesteal will not be enough as Darkrai goes down to Ojika. Looking for the Stomp. It's going to land into the Weaver. And now the Crush landing into 2. So that's pretty good. It's going to save him for now. And he should be able to get out from here. Weaver will be okay. Still trying to build his way towards the Lincolns. But now Setsu, he's looking for a bit more. Silence up the squad with the Stampede. Everyone comes into the party. Down goes Slardar. So CDEC, not a fan of the Slitherine God, taking themselves a very big kill. And just from that, well, it's like what, 4 for 1?
I think so. This Storm is really, really snowballing now. Like 20 Bloodstone charges, his Orchid had a lot of work that fight. And it's getting to the point where Storm feels like a real hero. Almost back to the pre-nerf status kind of stuff.
Oh, zipping all the way in. He's gonna try to go for the Weaver, but this pretty much means that they know there's a ward around somewhere. He's still going in hand. Nothing they can do up close with the Stomp as well. Down goes Weaver. EHOME are in serious trouble. CDEC, they find the open wounds into JDH. Should be able to get himself another kill here. Upheaval is not gonna matter, no damage whatsoever. And that'll be the tier 2 tower. This is looking very, very bad right now for EHOME.
And now they're just suffering from like the troll's dead. The other few heroes are trying to farm the map. They just get caught out. Storm has big enough mana pool to pretty much jump from mid lane to either side lane. He's not going to have much after he does that, but with a lifestealer inside him, that's good enough. And if they can continue like picking apart EHOME when they're not quite ready to fight, they're in such a good spot. That's exactly the game they want to be playing. And there's no ages to worry about for like a good 8-10 minutes, depending on the respawn timer. They also have Ashivas on Phoenix now, so maybe his egg is more feasible now. I still doubt it, just because of how annoying the troll is.
They want to kill the Storm Spirit.
That's hard.
You need bashes, everything, a lot of bashes between these two heroes.
And if you get the further stacks rolling, you can pretty much perma bash people, so we'll see. But just to go back to the point, like if Phoenix is drawing Troll's entire focus through the egg, I don't think it's that bad for CDEC. Because their fight plan is probably to jump one of the supports. Ideally, the Warlock. And just kill him before Rock happens. Because if they jump with Orchid and then saves him with like 20% health, he maybe pops to the Orchid anyway. And then Phoenix covers them with an egg, Troll hits that, and they've got time to like assess the fight and go on someone else. It might not be too bad if they just sack the egg for that. Obviously it's ideal it pops, but this isn't as bad as it could be. Mostly due to how fat the Storm is. Now having a BKB makes his life a lot easier in fights. He doesn't have to be scared when he goes in, can use a lot less of his mana. Doesn't have to worry about like zipping to dodge everything anymore.
Especially against all this negative armor, the plate mail is going to help just a tad bit. On at least, you know, sorry you have the lifestealer, but for Setsu regarding him, the BKB, well, you know, BKB is not going to help you against bashes. That's the big thing.
He doesn't want to be like in bash range of the troll. That's pretty easy for him to accomplish. The thing he's most worried about is the Sladar coming out of nowhere and stunning him into Avenged Stun, and then the troll finally gets to him. But this just gives him like so much freedom in the fight. Because from his player perspective, if he doesn't know where heroes are and he's like jumping in, he's using a lot of his mana to like zip out of range, zip back in. Whereas now he can just do damage in fights. So you could argue something like finishing a Blood Fawn, getting a Shiva, like getting an actual damage item would offer him more. But this is going to allow him to right click. As long as he stays out of Troll's reach, he's good. And sure, Troll's kind of mobile, but I feel like he has other focuses, namely the egg. That's his main job.
Oh, CTY, can he get the bash? Yes, he can. Phoenix. Oh, actually, no. He actually gets to the egg. He needs to right click away. He's going to pop the BKB. So let's get in time. Yes. Oh, no. He gets the full proc.
Disaster.
What a disaster. This is a shitstorm, and now they're going to try and cook CTY down. But Storm Spirit looking for chicken.
He has a Lincoln, so...
To get the Storm, I'm pretty sure they have protection. Yes, they do. And under the Sentry, he's going to time lapse away. Going to pop the Shrine. Death Ward as well. Can he kill all chicken?
Looks like he's Gucci.
Nope. Silence up. Well, alright. Weaver's hard to kill.
Yeah, they needed the Lincolns popped, but no chance of that happening. I don't think they knew about it either. That being said, I am not checking his items constantly, so maybe they had a clue. Still really good for CDEC though, like they're completely dictating the flow of this game. And while the lifesteal is falling a bit behind on farm, it's kind of natural with how much he's in the Storm Spirit. And like, this hero's their priority right now for sure.
Okay.
Lifesteal's also not had the best game, like he's 1 and 2. Doesn't have many kills to his name.
But if you look at his items as well, it's not. These are not the typical damage items you expect at a 30-minute game. It's an Armlet, a Solar Crest, and a half in the Sakuras. Usually by now you expect him to have these items and half the next item. So yeah, he is quite far behind actually compared to the other cores. And another infest.
This could be huge if they...
It could be the Snarler immediately going straight into the Phoenix. What is the Phoenix? Oh, but the BKB from Seed Squad, great reflexes. And now they're going to pop the Stampede. Oh, nice swap out. Looks like they're going to find Darkrai. Nope, time lapse up from Chicken. trying to kill Setsu, who's trying to go here onto the slaughter. Solar Crest onto him, now with a big egg once again coming from CDEC, and it looks like EHOME, the fight has been turned against them, and now Setsu zipping all the way forward. He wants JDH, has the proc from the Vortex. He should be dying here. Big stuff happening here for CDEC. I mean, what went wrong for them? It actually looked like the fight was going so well.
Well, I think Phoenix buying back just kind of triggered them to back off, and then Storm runs you down.
Just like that, on the tier 3 tower, CDEC will start to bang. And EHOME, well, no Warlock ulti. This looks to be very, very precarious for them as CDEC should be able to take this tier 3 quite easily. And I say should.
Oh, is he actually gonna solo kill the troll? Oh my god.
Oh my.
That was so bullshit with the cast bounces. There's like an entire creep wave there, and he was like, at least half of them hit him. His BKB was like 4 or 5 seconds off when that started as well. That's not a feel-good moment. They do get the tower, but you're not trading your troll for a tier 2 tower at this stage of the game, no way. And feeling good about it at least.
Man, it's just one of those days where nothing goes right for you, and EHOME, absolutely nothing is going right for them right now. Because even though
game 2.
Okay.
But yeah, this game, it's ever since that Roche fight where they got their Aegis taken away after them, and then the Storm got like 5 Bloodstone charges, it's all been, I suppose the best way to describe it is like chaotic. And EHOME don't want chaotic, they want constructed fights where they can see what's happening and then adapt. And that's only going to get harder for them to execute. When Phoenix gets level 18, which should be pretty soon, actually now because he popped Tomb, it's just really hard for them. Like, Storm is the king of creating chaotic games. And they have Stampede to get people in and out of situations they normally won't be in.
I mean, 25 Bloodstone charges, top of the net worth.
I'm actually not quite sure why he feels like stacking Remnants here is good, but I guess their priority is very clear.
Well, he's bored, you know, you have nothing to do right now, you're just waiting for the next Roshan, which is up in a minute. Why not? Do whatever you want. And if anything, both teams know they have to fight around this pit.
Yeah, you normally see people like pushing lanes at this case, but they're putting so much emphasis on this, and I think it makes a lot of sense because EHOME's main way of winning the game is getting Aegis on the troll. Weaver would be okay, but he's a lot more survivable in fights, so they definitely want it on the troll.
Meanwhile, CTY just picked up his next big item, which is the MKB. That's going to help against the Solar Crest and all. But looking at CDEC, they want to take the initiative. If they can find the pick off here, going in for the crush. Actually, no, it doesn't really matter. The BKBs are going to be there. Now the big chaotic offering. Can they kill the Centaur? Okay, yes they can, but that's an even bigger egg. And the full death, what duration? They're going to bring CTY down. And CDEC, the double kill for the Phoenix. They will also bring the Vengeful Spirit down. No buyback on 3 of these heroes. But still, the fight is still kind of salvaged if you look at it.
I think that's game. Oh, never mind. Life shit is deadly.
Alright, so 4 for 2, no buyback at all. Warlock against the world.
This is definitely Rax. It's just a question of how many.
2. They have a tier 2 tower as well, and they will claim a quick golem.
I suppose with Bloodthorn, Storm kind of hit the towers.
Dire's middle barracks are under attack.
Yeah, they're dead for 40, so yeah, probably 2 sets.
And even when the bench is up after 20 seconds, what do you even do? There's nothing you can do. And EHOME, all you can do is just stop and stare and watch. Great play actually from CDEC. Like, once again, in Darkrai and Phoenix, no one can focus them down. Both supports got their full ultimates off. That's a ton of damage out.
Okay, they're prioritizing Roche over the second set, which... by the time they take the tower, which is probably 20 seconds or so, the other 2 EHOME heroes are up. Yeah. Like, as I said, the lifesteal is kind of necessary for them to hit towers, and I didn't see him die initially, so the second I saw that I was like, yeah, GG, but it's still a huge advantage for them. Storm picked up his Bloodthorn that fight, he basically just destroyed the Weaver. Now he's going to have an Aegis on top of this. He feels like God right now. He's also cheese for lifestealer, so he feels pretty good about himself. And now how do EHOME come back?
Stupendous.
It's really hard for them to create any kind of situation in a fight where it goes favorably for them, and it's mostly down to this Phoenix now. It's like he just covers anything that the Storm does so well. The Storm can literally go into like 5 heroes and have an egg to cover him, and EHOME are going to be scared of that situation.
And don't forget,
and he also has refresher.
Yeah, he has a refresher, and he's building bridges with Aghanims. This
I don't think the game's going to last that long.
Yeah, it's not. But still, this is impressive farm coming up from the Phoenix, because he has higher net worth than basically the Slaughter, the Centaur, and this is a pause for Phoenix we're talking about here. And now they're just going to go straight to the bottom lane. No, take the last tier 2, take the last outer tower. If anything, they can also take shrines. Oh shit, this is bad. So you give this to Flyby. Easy game to be a Storm. Easy game to be a lifestealer.
Apparently so.
And now, infesting into the Setsu again, they will look to take the tier 2 very, very easily. I'm just waiting for Setsu to go full ham. Shiva's guard is here as well. We've got 2 Shiva's guards here on side of CDEC. EHOME is extremely hard to even initiate into this. How do you even start the fight? Your golem basically is free food, going the way of, the lifestealer or any hero.
The golem itself.
Oh, he's going straight for CDT. Why? No hesitation with the Bloodthorn. The swap out, trying to save his teammate. They'll pop the shrine. The BKB from CDT. He's going to find the shrine Setsu. It's okay if the Aegis. He's baited out more than enough. That's a big win for Setsu.
Yeah, he can trade his BKB for Rock and still feel pretty good about it. He also has his Shivas now, so if he does get bashed once or twice, it's pretty tanky.
Radiant's top tower is under
At least in comparison to what he was before.
Alright, so now he has to infest again. We'll see who they decide to go for, and this time they have 1 shrine missing to fight against.
Anyone that shows, I think he just jumps. Maybe not the Weaver, but yeah, they just prioritize tower hitting more, so they drop team first. But Lifestealer is not that big of a deal at the moment for tower hitting. So he can't stay for too long. He doesn't have a Death or anything, even Solar Crest does nothing to towers.
Still CDEC, they're taking this tier 3 very, very easily. Trying to go for the cut to the backline. Seems why they really want to take care of the Phoenix. Yes, they can. Wow, the bashes. And now Setsu, he's going straight here into Chicken. The Phoenix will buy back. But now they want to initiate into the fight. And big dev war duration. The coconut killing everything. And now they will find it, bouncing a bit more. Old Chicken time lapses away. They're looking for the Slaughter. Well, who does he initiate on? Setsu still has the Aegis and nothing that EHOME can do. CDEC, they're just going to take whatever they want. They will go straight for the second lane of melee barracks.
Phoenix is back as well, so any initiation's going to get egged.
Dire's bottom barracks are under
At this point, it's just like acceptance, I feel like.
Witch Doctor things, man. You have to love the Witch Doctor. When you have 2 heroes grouped up, you're just asking for a disaster. He got a full channel ultimate off again. He's never had to worry about using his items defensively on himself. EHOME never have had the luxury of killing off support at this point. They just cover each other so well. Well-rounded lineup. And alright, Bloodthorn casual using to the Slaughter. He's just going ham. He wants to get the kill. Look at those crits. Oh, goodbye Slaughter. And now they're going to use another egg. The buyback will come out. C2A is trying to go straight for the egg. They will get the egg kill. And now they have to try and kill Setsu, who has no more mana, but he still has the Aegis. Waiting for the nice double crush coming out. With the 4-star forward, and Setsu still won't die. To get the magic missile at least onto the Witch Doctor. And now they're swapping back in. He's just going to zip back out. And nothing they can do, but at least they will kill the Witch Doctor off right now. Breaking the Lincolns. Old Chicken, he's going to just Shikuchi out. Actually getting the stuns. Can they get the bashes into Setsu? Yes, they can! That's a huge amount of gold going the way of CTY. He's finally getting some crits, and now it looks like they will find Flyby as well. CTY just got
pretty
massive
good
injection of gold.
And maybe just a bit too aggressive on the egg positioning. Maybe forgetting the fact that the troll still melts the egg even though it's level 3. Still a huge hill to climb though. Like, it's similar to, I think it was the first game, Oh no, wait. It was the second game where EHOME tried to push high ground and they made like this one just slightly forgetful play of like the actual chance of the enemy team defending is a lot higher than they thought. And I imagine if CDEC just regroup, go again, maybe even get a pick off first on one of the heroes that use their buyback, they're still in a really good spot to end the game.
I mean, for me, believe it or not, I mean, call me crazy, but I want EHOME to win this because, frankly speaking, I think this game is still not yet over because, you know, it's just slaughter and troll.
There is a definite possibility for it. It's just chaining the back-to-back fights gets really awkward. The one thing that favored them there was I think CDEC got massively overconfident. This Phoenix got caught out in the first initial fight, bought back, didn't really have anything to do, went top, got a bit over-aggressive, and he's got a 5k item in his inventory that has done nothing at all. If he'd have had, I don't know, maybe a Blink, a Ghost Scepter, maybe he doesn't die the first time. And that's a huge factor.
Huge creep wave coming in top, and you can see now CDEC not getting cocky anymore. They understand what's at stake, and of course, you know, you don't want to be throwing the game at this point. So they respect what's happening from EHOME's defense, the potential of what they can do. They won't go for any crazy dives.
And it's honestly at the point where if this bottom creep wave pushes in, the Storm can just like zip in, hit the range racks a few times if they feel that desperate to play it safe. I don't really think they're that close to anything big. Maybe they want to wait on the Lifestealer to finish his Abyssal. He's like 1,000 away. But right now he's inside Storm, so that's not the game plan, I think. Just keep pushing lanes in, wait for EHOME to spread too much.
Alright, so this game, very, very intense moment because obviously the winner of this goes straight to the grand finals of the Chinese qualifiers. A lot is at stake here and no one wants to take the extra step. They want to get one step closer, which will be to win this series. This is game 3. And also, yep, just a reminder for you guys who don't know what's the next series. The next series after this will be IG versus LGD. And okay, so CTY, he has the Satanic completed. Now, do you see him getting rid of the Sanjin Yashi to go for maybe a Skadi or something? Or do you even like trade something up for Bloodthorn, like maybe the Blink Dagger?
I love how optimistic you are. They're getting their tier 4s and their last set of racks pushed in, and you expect him to have to farm like 4k more gold.
Well,
you know how many creeps he's getting right now? He's getting like 5, so 10 per minute maybe, like just lane creeps. If he gets all of them and the rest of his team doesn't take anything from like one lane, that's gonna take a long time to get that gold.
PP. In my defense, this is Chinese Dota. CDEC are not pushing till the next Roshan comes up, which is in like what? Okay, it just came up, but still, that's a. Okay, never mind. Screw. Triggered.
I mean, yes, he does need to trade something up when he gets some money, but it's just, it's so far away, man. If they win the next fight, it's gonna look a lot closer, sure. But with an Aegis and okay, Storm's actually buying items. He's buying an Axe. This is a really smart way to protect their egg. If they can just like bait out a troll BKB, like they did when they jumped in bottom, and then they can use this to cover their egg, it makes a lot of an easier time. Because I was gonna say Storm can pick up Aegis and then he can also like BOT buyback, but they opted for this Axe instead of that. So I don't think he needs 3 lives. He probably doesn't even need 2, but it's just like, this makes our execution so much easier.
Well, looking to Setsu to find the perfect setup. He did go for the Aghanim Scepter. If you can find a great setup, this would be really big for CDEC. So,
I mean, that's a pretty good pull right there.
Immediate swap from Old Lanham. They want to go, but now they will find the pull on the old chicken. Alright, but the egg is going to be there. This time in a more passive position. Looks like they will find Flyby. He pops the cheese. Darkrai already getting the first kill into Old Lanham. And the egg will proc the first egg at least. And now they're going to try and get the stuns onto the Weaver. They need to get the kills here. 2 heroes already down, making it third. And EHOME, I think this is over for them. They cannot do anything. Lanham calls it GG. CDEC will find themselves in the grand finals of the Chinese qualifiers for the Summit 7. And EHOME, they will have to go back to the drawing board. Think about how they're going to approach the winner of IG versus LGD.
Don't you mean the loser?
No, the winner of IG versus LGD will play against them.
Okay, sorry. But the inevitability of that, just like too many items on CDEC. Too few options on EHOME to defend. It was a much closer game 3 than the previous 2 though. It was back and forth for quite a while until Storm just kind of took control of the game. That's what your last pick does for you.
So let's take a look at the support difference again, and I think giving Lanham the bench, this is basically like 2 supports babysitting 1, and you know, when you have CTY drafting like this, I feel like it really restricts Lanham on what he can actually do in the game. Because he can't always be sitting at the back. You need a support to actually be going around doing something quite similar to what CDEC has been doing, at least, but they do it together. Like, you see the Phoenix, he's going around making rotations to the middle lane. He went to the bottom lane as well. He secured them 2 kills. But Lanham pretty much just goes around stacking.
I feel his pain. Like when I used to play, it was very in to have like these 2 defensive supports. It was very rare you'd see like these roaming heroes like Ricky, etc., be so core to people's playstyles. And when your cores are not in a position to kind of just win the fights without your help, almost, you just feel bad. Like, the draft was fine in my opinion. It just, they got last picked. That's all they can really say about it. It's not like they played badly at the start of the game. The Storm just got a bit too much room in fights. It's like their early game went well. Like, they were winning lanes. Their troll was doing really well. He got a DD rune, killed the lifestealer at like, what was it, 12 minutes, pushes towers. They got their first Aegis, took all the tier 1s. I don't know, it was just like,
they just didn't hit their timings, like, or rather, some mid-game decisions were questionable. CDEC just had much better luck when it came to the smokes. Like, every time we saw it, like, not just once, twice, thrice, where EHOME would smoke, find and jump onto CDEC, but CDEC would still win the fights purely because of the teamfight executions. Like, CDEC just outplayed them, that's all.
I guess that's all there is to say about it.
Yep. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was game 3. And just a quick reminder again, yep, CDEC, they will be going to the grand finals as we go into the lowest bracket semi-finals now between IG versus LGD. My name is Hades, this is PQMZ. If you enjoyed the cast, you do let us know on social media. Any feedback for us, do tweet us as well at HadesDota.tv and at PQMZ Dota_. So, of course, this is the Summit 7 Chinese qualifiers. We'll be back for more Dota